Security operations centers exist to organize detection, triage, and response at a scale that individual teams or ad hoc processes cannot sustain. As environments grow more complex, signals multiply faster than any single analyst can reason about without structure. The SOC provides that structure by acting as a central nervous system where telemetry, alerts, decisions, and actions converge. Its purpose is not to chase every alert with equal intensity, and it is to ensure that meaningful risk is identified, understood, and acted upon consistently. When the SOC is designed well, it reduces chaos and replaces it with predictable, repeatable operational behavior. Before we continue, a quick note. This audio course is a companion to the CISS books. The first book is about the exam and provides detailed information on how to pass it best. The second book is a Kindle-only ebook that contains 1,000 flashcards that can be used on your mobile device or Kindle. Check them both out at cyberauthor.me in the Bare Metal Study Guide series. At a functional level, a SOC brings together monitoring, investigation, escalation, and incident coordination into one continuous workflow. Monitoring watches for signals that indicate policy violations, misuse, or attack behavior across endpoints, networks, identity systems, and cloud platforms. Investigation examines those signals to determine whether they represent real threats or benign activity. Escalation ensures that issues move to the right level of expertise and authority as impact or confidence increases. Incident coordination aligns technical response with communication, business priorities, and governance so action remains coherent under pressure. Alert intake is one of the most critical SOC activities because poor prioritization at this stage overwhelms analysts and obscures real risk. Effective intake evaluates severity, confidence, and asset criticality together rather than relying on a single numeric score. Severity reflects potential impact. Confidence reflects how likely the signal represents true malicious activity. And asset criticality reflects business importance. An alert that scores high in all three deserves immediate attention, while others may be queued for deeper review or automated handling. This disciplined prioritization preserves analyst focus and prevents important signals from being buried under volume. Triage is where signals are validated, contextualized, and either escalated or closed with justification. Analysts examine surrounding context, such as related logs, recent changes, identity activity, and known operational patterns to determine whether behavior is expected or suspicious. Triage is not about proving malicious intent instantly, and it is about reducing uncertainty enough to make a sound next decision. Consistent triage criteria help different analysts reach similar conclusions when presented with the same data. Over time, good triage reduces noise and increases trust in the SOC's judgments. Case management provides the structure that turns investigation into an accountable process rather than a collection of disconnected actions. A case captures evidence, analyst notes, decisions made, actions taken, and communication timelines in one place. This record supports collaboration across shifts and teams by preserving context that would otherwise be lost. It also supports later review, compliance needs, and post-incident learning. Without disciplined case management, investigations fragment, and the organization loses visibility into what was done and why. Playbooks standardize response steps for common alert categories so analysts are not forced to invent procedures during every event. A good playbook outlines validation steps, containment options, escalation criteria, and documentation expectations. It reduces hesitation and debate when time matters, while still allowing judgment for unusual cases. Playbooks also help onboard new analysts by providing clear guidance on how common scenarios are handled. When playbooks are maintained and used regularly, response quality becomes consistent rather than dependent on individual experience. Tiered staffing models separate initial triage from deeper investigative expertise to scale effectively. Entry tiers focus on alert intake, basic validation, and closure of low-risk events, while higher tiers handle complex analysis, threat hunting, and incident response. This separation prevents highly skilled analysts from being consumed by routine noise and allows newer analysts to develop skills progressively. Clear handoff criteria ensure cases move smoothly between tiers without friction. A tiered model supports both efficiency and analyst growth when implemented thoughtfully.
Threat intelligence adds external and internal context that helps analysts understand why a signal might matter.
Intelligence about adversaries, tools, and active campaigns can elevate the priority of otherwise ambiguous activity.
It also helps analysts recognize patterns that align with known techniques rather than treating each alert in isolation.
Threat intelligence is most effective when it is curated and relevant to the organization's environment and industry.
When integrated properly, it sharpens decision-making rather than overwhelming analysts with generic information. Metrics are essential for understanding whether the SOC is improving or merely staying busy. Measures such as time to detect, time to respond, and false positive rates provide insight into both effectiveness and efficiency. Metrics should be used to guide improvement rather than to assign blame, because fear-driven measurement encourages gaming rather than learning. Trend analysis matters more than single values because it shows whether changes in tooling or process are helping. When metrics are trusted and reviewed regularly, they become a management tool rather than a reporting obligation. Tool integration is what allows analysts to reason about events without constant context switching. Connecting event management, endpoint telemetry, ticketing systems, and identity data provides a unified view of activity. This integration reduces manual correlation and speeds investigation by presenting relevant context together. Poor integration forces analysts to chase information across interfaces, increasing error and fatigue. Thoughtful integration turns tools into a cohesive system rather than a collection of disconnected consoles. Shift handover is a critical SOC practice because monitoring rarely stops and context must survive across people and time. Effective handover includes clear summaries of open cases, pending actions, known risks, and recent decisions. Documentation and case notes support this transfer by preserving reasoning, not just status. Weak handovers lead to duplicated effort, missed follow-ups, and inconsistent response. When handover is disciplined, the SOC operates as a continuous function rather than a series of disconnected shifts.
Training keeps analysts effective as threats, tools, and environments evolve.
Ongoing training should cover platform changes, new attack techniques, investigative methods, and lessons learned from real incidents.
Training also reinforces playbook usage, escalation criteria, and documentation standards.
Without regular development, analysts rely on outdated assumptions and informal habits. A SOC that invests in training builds confidence, reduces error, and improves retention of skilled staff. Quality reviews close the improvement loop by examining missed detections, delayed responses, and noisy rules. These reviews focus on process and tooling rather than individual fault, identifying where detection logic, triage criteria, or playbooks need refinement. Feedback from real cases is one of the most valuable inputs for tuning alerts and improving coverage. Quality reviews also validate what is working well so it can be reinforced. When reviews are routine, The SOC evolves continuously rather than only after major failures. A strong security operations center blends process discipline, rich context, and continuous improvement into a single operational capability. Clear intake and triage prevent overload, while case management and playbooks preserve consistency and accountability. Tiered staffing, intelligence integration, and well-chosen metrics support scale without sacrificing quality. Tool integration and disciplined handover maintain continuity across time and people. When training and quality review are treated as core functions rather than extras, the SOC becomes resilient, adaptive, and effective under real-world pressure. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.